What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another weekly Daily Wednesdays where we sit back, relax, take that midweek break, talk about some of the fun things going on in the world of Linux and open source. I'm Vince Stone, joined every week by Jill Bryan.
Hello.
Everybody here on YouTube at LWDW, 3 p.m. Eastern, watching this live. Come say hi if you get a chance. Plenty to talk about this week. A little bit of a shorter show, but there are things still going on. Jill, you got a bunch of stuff to talk about, though.
Yeah, I do.
Play a little catch up. Been doing some stuff. I got some stuff after that. Don't worry. I'll match you. Mine are very condensed.
Okay.
A little bit ranty and might involve Firefox. But go ahead.
Yes.
What's going on? What's new with you, my friend?
Oh, so me and my Steve husband and Mr. Alert and Mere PPC in our Discord chat descended on the house of Lutris once again for a nice visit and to party. Usually we have it on Saturday, but we had to move it to Sunday because of reasons. So it wasn't during LGC, which was sad. So I called it the Linux Gamecast after shows and party, like way after shows and the next day party. But it was a lot. It was a great time just visiting with each other, and we exchanged holiday gifts and belated birthday gifts and celebrated Mr. Alert's birthday in chat as well. And his birthday was last Friday. And yeah, but my favorite thing was just visiting with my friends and doing an LGC party again. And we have more planned for the future. We used to do these monthly once upon a time, but now we're going to try and plan them at least every few months. So that'll be good. I was thinking like January, February would be nice after the holidays. So anyways, the future Linux Gamecast party will probably be during a stream of Linux Gamecast. So that's great. But I wanted to show you real quick a wonderful gift that Mere PPC got me in chat. And in fact, he got me two things, and one of them I'm going to show next week. But this week, I wanted to show this beautiful desk mat. Big, beautiful mouse pad. That is Genshin Impact. Isn't that beautiful? And it has some of my favorite characters, including Lumine, the Traveler, one of the main characters in the story. And I just love it. I love the colors, the pinks, the purples, the bright colors. And in fact, I'm going to put it here on my podcasting desk because it's going to go beautifully with this keyboard. See, it has a lot of the same colors in it. So I just love it. Thank you, Mir. I love the bright colors. It was just all the perfect colors, the bright purples and pinks and oranges and sunset colors. That's exactly my color palette. And I love it. It's the perfect size too. So it's actually the same size as the one I've got on my desk right now. So that's perfect. Thank you so much, Mir. And I can't wait to show everyone my other gift I got from him. I'm saving it on purpose because I want to put this in place and using it on this desk before I put the other item on it, and he knows what that is. Yay!
It's horrifying.
Oh, it's beautiful. And of course, I have a Paimon Genshin Impact shirt on right now.
Yeah, it's just layers of horrifying. Like, I don't know what's worse, the mouse pad, the shirt, or that keyboard, man. That thing looks like it was dug out of the seventh realm of like, ew, what's wrong with this thing?
It's a beautiful and colorful and vibrant. I mean, there's not that many keyboards that have bright pink and bright orange and turquoise all on the same keyboard.
Yeah, not in my house. You're right. 100%. Guarantee you couldn't find one.
And this one's mechanical, Van. It's got brown switches.
Right, and it makes noises just like a little demon. Love it.
Yes.
I'm glad you guys had a good time.
Yeah.
Always good hanging out with people. Mm-hmm. Was it last week or the week before we talked about the Firefox AI causing the system loads? Was that last week? With a new it might have been like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Firefox is doing a little testing and people were complaining. They're like, why is my laptop battery immediately dying? And or why are my fans spinning? Guess what happened to me, kids?
Oh, poor Ben. Uh-oh.
Installed, I have the Debian repo set up for Firefox beta. Keep that. And like I try to keep that as my primary browser, just so I'm on topic when we talk about Firefox. Mm-hmm. And I have Chrome beta open here and normally I have Vivaldi open. But yeah, dude, updated it, didn't think twice about it. I knew I was going to be looking something up. Open the browser, sitting on an empty tab. You know, it just had a couple of suggestions on it. And I'm like, all right, cool. Over here on the show notes, lining some stuff up, getting some things ready. I hear, and this takes a lot on this system. It's got a 380 millimeter rad in it, man. It's water cooled. So you got to be putting a load on old Threadbooper to get those fans to spin up. I'm like, what is going on, dude? And like, open up top. Inference. All right, tree this out. Where is this coming from? Firefox. Oh no. It's just sitting there, dude, like pinned on one task at like 97%, just grinding away at something.
Wow. Seeing those CPU cycles tick, 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 and things were getting hot and fans were spinning out.
I don't know what I was doing. Is there a way to cut this off in the menu? No. No way to cut this off. There's not a big red, like, stop doing this. This is ridiculous. What are you doing? Like, seriously, like, give me a note. Like, I'm up to this. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe that makes sense. Because, you know, you run into like situations like this if you got Steam open and it's, you know, you got compile shaders in the background, Vulkan shaders. Like, you run into that. Like, what's, oh, that's Steam doing shader stuff. All right, I get it. No idea. Had to go into I had to stop what I was doing.
Oh, boy.
Go search, try to figure out what it was in about config and like find the right switch and whatever .ml thing it was. Like I am not pleased with that at all, Firefox. At all, man. Not even a little bit, dude.
Well, you know, Ven, last week we talked about the latest version of Firefox 144. So that's probably what you were trying and had these issues. But a few weeks ago, we talked about that
well, this is the beta. I'm tracking beta. I'm not tracking release versions.
That's right. Okay.
Oh, this is something that they're rolling out. So if you run into that, man, basically just go into .ml, like about config and like do a search for like .ml and like just cut it all off, dude. Just sitting there wasting cycles. Not doing anything, dude.
Wow.
Probably going to be moving to like Waterfox. Like, yeah. I really think like that's probably just it with me in Firefox, dude. I'm like, if I wanted a browser that did nonsense like that in the background without an immediate way to cut it off, let's go back to using Chrome, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would.
I know.
Think I would. So yeah, I'm looking around. Libre, I'll try to stick with a Firefox alternative, you know, in that vein. While I wait for
Fire
Ladybird.
Dragon or Florp. Those are really good.
Florp is a possibility. Yeah, Florp, definitely something that I heard of. I'm open to suggestions. You know, I'm seeing Zen browsers in there. Florp, I'm going to be shopping around. The big thing is it's got to be able to import because I went through the trouble of getting all my passwords and stuff like moved over from Chrome to Firefox. And you know how much of that never works right. Then you still got all your two-factor authentication stuff that you got to recycle and all the like, we've noticed you've signed into a new computer from wherever. Now we need your two-factor and an email address. Maybe you got to call us. That also happened. So I'm waiting until I find just the right one to roll into that. But man, oh man, some of the stuff I've been up to, some of the busy stuff, literal tsunami of things going on over at Interfacing Linux. Trying to get caught up. A couple of things I got knocked out. If you are a patron, patreon.com/interfacing Linux, you can go take a look at the preview video of the Dragon Q6A Qualcomm 8-core single board computer. That's out. You know, it doesn't have all the bonus flashy bits, but all the important stuff is there. But wait, there's more. Bluetooth speaker. Dude, when you get to the end of this, I saved the worst for last. Like this is not clickbait. This is not a tease. you will not believe the problem I ran into with that. You would not in a million years would you put this together like what I ran into. So both of those are out. Why are they out and not public? Because neither of those products are released yet.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for them to release them. So they're up for preview. If you want to like drop your comments, hints, or allegations on there, you can on if you're a patron. So we got that on the way, man. I have a 10-core Intel mini PC with a Z graphics out of my way, Joe.
Yay, sweet. Awesome.
Getting up there.
You've always wanted a Nook, and this is going to be better.
Way better.
Yeah.
Way better than a Nook. And I'm like, oh, okay, we'll take that. Got another company is like, hey, man, we're working on a RISC-V laptop. I was like, you know what? Send it on over, man. And I got another thing in the mail right now I can't tell you about, but I will. I will, everybody. We're working our way up on interfacing Linux, man. We're going to get there. We'll eventually get to the part where that's AMD, or that maybe not NVIDIA by the time, or, you know, your MSIs and all that. Because the ultimate goal is to have a hardware site for Linux users dealing with current hardware, like covering the entire range. Want to stick to that.
Awesome.
And tomorrow, I'm going to be live on the Interfacing Linux Twitch channel, Int Linux. You can find it wherever the Twitch channel links are. I'm thinking about starting at like 11 o'clock. I'm going to try something. I did a test, you know, a couple of weeks ago, then I just got buried for these two projects. And
yeah, you did a game stream and
yeah, I just did that to play. And before that, I did, you know, a live setup test. Still don't have all the right equipment. Haven't even had time to go shopping for that. But I'm going to take it out of the box for the first time and just kind of walk you through what I go through. It's going to be more like here's a camera in the studio while I work. But the Latte Panda IOTA, yet another thing that's not out yet. But I'm going to try to stick that together. I'm going to learn about it. I don't know much about it. I've just opened the box just to confirm everything was in there. Took those pictures a couple of weeks back, put it on a shelf. Going to take that out. Going to stick some things together, you know, see if we can get the NVMe drive working, get it booting Linux, maybe run some real basic test on it. And I want to try to, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off, but I am going to at least try to like document, live stream the process of, you know, getting these things in, coming up with a plan or review, how we're going to stick that together, getting the stuff recorded, getting it edited, just to document that. So it's going to be more of a background. You might want to drop in the background. What is the actual Twitch stream for interfacing Int Linux, INT Linux? See, I totally knew that because it was saved in my thing there. I put a link if you guys want to get notifications, but I'll try by like 11 o'clock, and it's going to probably be I'm aiming for a longer stream as I'm doing this, because normally it's in and out, because normally I have things like structured, right? And I'm like, we're going to do this. Nah, we're just like, all right, let's see what goes on. So if you want to come hang out with me while I'm working on it, you're more than welcome to do it. I'd love to have you. There we go.
Yay.
That's not even it, dude. I got like 3 other things I could tell you about. Like,
yeah.
Even when you got up, and I'm like, hey, no, I can't show everybody that yet. Another exciting thing is in the mail right now. Like, I got a tracking number for it. So I was hoping to have it for the show today. I definitely, let's not say definitely, might have it for next week. So yeah, go check the stuff out I got going on over there, interfacinglinux.com. There we go. Okay, now let's talk about Zorin OS 18, because everybody, all the cool kids are downloading it. You know, it's not as cool as, wait, I didn't check. I didn't check Reddit. Is CachyOS still the hot new thing?
Yes, it's still the hot thing, yes. So Windows 10 was deprecated last Tuesday, October 14th. And as a result, thousands of computers around the world being too old to use with Windows 11 has been a big boon for getting new Linux users installing Linux on these rejected machines. And speaking of the end of Windows 10 on Tuesday, October 14th, Ubuntu Linux-based Zorin OS 18 was also released. And Zorin's timing was not only perfect, but done on purpose to coincide with Microsoft's death and ending support for Windows 10. Zorin OS is a really cool, highly ranked among desktop Linux distributions for its user-friendly and polished design, and is specifically built for newcomers, especially those migrating from Windows and offering a familiar desktop experience. So the Zorin OS team announced that the OS was downloaded over 100,000 times in less than 48 hours. And the team said that it is their, quote, biggest launch ever. Sweet. And there's actually a very important detail to the story. Approximately, and this is what I thought was so cool, Vin, approximately 72% of these new downloads originated from Windows users. So yeah, there's definitely a connection there. And this suggests that the concerted effort by Linux distributions to attract users frustrated by the end of Windows 10 support, really might be paying off. And it would also be interesting to see the data from other major Linux distributions like Linux Mint, Ubuntu, CachyOS, and Fedora. That would be very interesting to see their numbers, and I'm sure they're going up. But this was exciting news. That's awesome.
Hey, man, I'm glad you guys got a bunch of downloads. I will say, as an old graybeard who shaves, but some of y'all need a reality check. Okay. You think people are frustrated about Windows 10? You really want to frustrate them? Get them to try an operating system they don't know how to use and see what happens. Because that's what's going to happen. Yeah, man,
Yeah.
This boils down to something that I covered ad nauseum, and I'm just going to do it one more time on this episode. It's not about Linux. It's not about Windows. It's not about Mac OS. It's about finding somebody who even wants to install an operating system. Maybe at least they're curious. They got people looking. That's what you got to focus on. Anybody out there thinking about trying Linux, like your Windows 10 is going down, you might download something. If you've never installed an operating system before, you're in for an adventure. You're in for a learning process. Don't let anybody tell you differently. Now, I want you to do it. I want you to do the research, and I want you to get it up and running. I'm here for you. I'm going to help you out. Just get ready for it. Also, maybe try Ubuntu, even though I don't recommend Ubuntu.
Well,
why do I recommend Ubuntu?
Yeah.
More people use it than anything else.
More people use it, yeah.
That's where the data is going to be there.
Yeah.
These little like Zorin, your Cachy. Do not install SteamOS as your desktop operating system.
Yeah.
Even Fedora, like you got like the Ubuntu monolith. You got Fedora, and I'm like, this is the reason I say this, Jill, is because this is going to be their first contact with Linux, more than likely, right?
Yeah.
So this is where they're going to need the most things explained to them and the most information from the most people in one place where they can solve these problems. And the thing is, with, even like Mint or Zorin or Cachy, or you just keep rolling, they're going to have like their own little tweaks, which is great for us. We love them. Mm-hmm. They're wonderful. But that doesn't necessarily translate into, unless you have a incredibly large user base. Like you got a problem with Ubuntu 2404, you type that in, and they're like, oh yeah, here's 500 people today that's had that problem. Here's the fix for it. Do you understand this line of reasoning?
Oh, absolutely. But I do have to say that Zorin OS is one of the most downloaded OSs and has been for a while. And one of the reasons why is it has wine launchers automatically for Windows applications. Mm-hmm. And that's been their focus from day one is the Windows.
They have a thing that they do that's specialized, that's unique to them. And that's what I'm saying is a problem for new users, not a feature, because when it breaks, you only have them to go to and the people in that community to work with it.
Oh,
do you understand what I'm...
No, I fully understand, but
Okay.
Zorin OS, they have a pro version that people can buy that's very inexpensive, and they have customer support, a lot like System 76 does with Pop! OS.
All right. So, like I said, download Ubuntu, people.
Yeah. Zorin, the Ubuntu is its base, so...
Exactly. And, well, if you want to get to the real stuff, just go ahead and get Debian. That's what I run. Yeah, it's like the Edge stuff like that. It's like somebody, like if you're on Ubuntu, you ask me about snaps. I'm not going to be able to help you. I'm not going to try to help you. I'm not going to try to do any guesswork. You ask me about like your custom wine launchers to run stuff like that. I'm like, I don't know. And then I'm not going to try to tell you how to hose your system. So ultimately, at the end of the day, good for everybody trying it out. And don't let anything I said stop your curiosity. Try it, because you're probably going to put it in a VM anyway. This is the reality of it. Like I said, most people not going to install an operating system. They're just going to keep running Windows 10.
But there are plenty of Windows 10 users that are a bit more curious and have been wanting to move over to Linux, and so this is their learning experience. Moving to a new operating system. So.
Potentially, maybe.
Yeah.
We know they got a bunch of downloads. That's the data point we have.
Yeah.
The one thing that was very interesting to see on operating system trackers, like there's been a massive spike in the adoption of Windows 7 lately.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. What do we get up next? Oh, yeah, this is something I ran across, Jill, because we were talking about snaps, and I'm like, it's good news. I don't like snaps, but like this is still good news, and we should talk about it. Yeah.
Definitely. So our favorite open source graphics editor on Linux, the GIMP, has a new official way you can download it. GIMP. Oh, snap. I just have to put that in there. Yes, it is available now as an official Snap package maintained by GIMP itself, and is moving from the unofficial Snapcrafters community team that has been maintaining it as a Snap since GIMP was on the snapcraft.io. So this is awesome. It's official now. So the official Snap package offers an out-of-a-box experience as intended by GIMP, and it no longer pre-installs extra plugins like OpenVino and Gmic that were bundled in the unofficial builds. The extra plugins were removed because they are not made by GIMP, and this led to users reporting issues to the GIMP developers, kind of like what Ven was talking about earlier with the smaller Ubuntu-based distros. Also, the package is integrated into GIMP's continuous integration infrastructure, which ensures that future updates will be automatically generated and published on the Snap store on the day of release, which is awesome. And the official status of the GIMP is now indicated by a gray tick on the Snap store listing. So you'll see that there right now. And for those of you who already have the GIMP Snap installed, you do not need to take any action because their existing installation has automatically become the official version and will receive updates. So if you would like to give it a spin, you can install GIMP 3.0.6 from the Snap Store now. And as always, the official app image and Flatpak packages will continue to be maintained as well, of course, as will for the major Linux distributions repositories. But this was the last package management system that GIMP needed to make official, and now it's official. It's great.
Isn't it great that these containerized applications have helped GIMP having to maintain Flatpak, Snap, app image?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. You know what? I feel for them. I just feel for the people over at GIMP. They're like, man, all right. Because what do they do?
Time to do it.
They're forced to do it. Like, I'm sure nobody at GIMP was like, yay, let's deal with another thing. We got an official Flatpak that we're doing. Now it's because like it was just like it was the only way to cut it off, right?
Yeah.
It was like we're getting these error reports and stuff like this, and it makes people think bad of the GIMP when they download it because they go to Snapcraft or wherever. The average person's not going to look, and they're like, "Well, it's the GIMP. It says the GIMP on the store. I download it, and like it's clearly the GIMP." And I'm like, "We didn't make that." And they're like, "But it's on the store, and it says your name on it." So like, I get that. I've long said like FlatHub or any place like that, like things that are unofficial should be like buried 3 layers deep, that you got to enter the Konami code with like a big red warning saying do not contact developers with problems, right?
Yeah.
I run into this all the time with Reaper. Reaper's the digital audio workstation that I'm using over here, and I got a copy on the desktop, routing all the audio and recording this stuff. There's a gentleman who makes a Flatpak version of it. Super common question. I'm like, why aren't any of my plugins working? I'm like, because you're using the Flatpak version.
Yeah.
Don't do that. It's unofficial.
So confusing. Yeah.
And then they get mad at me. They think I'm just like blowing smoke and like, you don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, dude, I can't help that. What do I do here? What do I do here? How is this my problem that you can't read? Yeah, man. Good on everybody involved with this at GIMP. I'm sorry you had to do it, but I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did. You run into issues like that. So you will be getting official GIMP sauce from the Snap store place that you get snaps. I don't even know what it's called. What's it called?
Snapcraft.io.
There we go. .io.
Yeah.
.io. All right.
Cool. And what you have something cool, Vin, to talk about regarding SBCs?
Single board computers, ARM.
Yeah.
You might remember, how fast am I? Can I go to my own website quick enough, people? Let me see. Single board computers. I have talked about it a couple of times. I talked about it with FXEMU Gaming, the Orion 06, right?
Yeah.
Talked about that board. Did a full, quick start write-up on it because it was very interesting. Because if you look at the little thumbnail there in the screenshot, it had a new ARM SoC from CIX. Just a monster ARM chip. Just ludicrous compared to everything. Like, in order to get faster than that, me, Jill, you and the audience could go buy, you basically had to go like buy an M1, an Apple, or like an Ampere system.
Yeah.
And like this thing just like out of the box in its prototype-ish phase, being 12 cores and having all the other craziness, being ARM v9 or however you want to call it, was about half the performance on single-threaded as the M1 and about 75% of the performance of an M1 on multi-threaded for like a fraction of the price. And it's way faster than like your Rock chip or, we'll take a look here on these charts. That down here at the bottom, that's a Raspberry Pi 5. All right. That's a Rock chip. Here's the Orion. We're talking a difference from like 798. This is Geekbench 6 to 1300.
Amazing.
Then we get down to like multi-core. Here's a Raspberry Pi 5 down here. That's a Rock chip. 3,000, 6,000 for the Orion, and 8,000 for the M1. Like,
sweet.
But that board was kind of expensive and it had a by 16 slot on it, and it was pretty big for a single board computer considering it was on a mini ITX motherboard. Can you really call that like a single board computer? Like, well, what type of case do you put it in? A computer case? I'm like, well, it's not often I buy a single board computer that requires me to put it in a computer case. I'm like, well, you got to do with this. You got to do that with mini ITX. Orange Pi has decided to take that same CIX SoC and shrink it down quite a bit. The Orange Pi 6. Oh man, wow. 6 Plus, I guess I should say. Still at the core of this guy, that same psychotic 12-core ARM SoC. And again, this thing, with the addition of like an old AMD GPU, would happily play like Doom 2016, Tomb Raider, other modern titles. The size of this thing, though, 115 by 110 millimeters. That's 4.5 freedom inches by 3.9 inches. That thing's tiny, man.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's itsy bitsy. Like that'll like it's super small, and you get those 12 cores again, dude, and you get the ARM Immortalis G720 MC10 graphics. It's got 30 top NPU on it, and if you're not in the United States, you should be able to get one. I did the conversion on it because like depending on what day of the week it is right now, it's like whatever like customs and tariffs, like nobody knows, dude. We're just like, whatever. Maybe it's 100% today. Maybe it's 30% tomorrow. I think I mathed it out like at 100% tariff. It'd be like $400 or something like that.
Yeah.
Or then I was like, okay, what's this thing going to cost like in just Europe? So I looked that up and I forget how many kroners it was. 2,500 Swedish krona. So about 270.
Wow. Yeah.
270 euros plus that and everything else on it. And yeah, I see Dak pointing out, yeah, this thing's just like the 06, dude. It's got EDK2 UEFI firmware. There's official Fedora builds for it already. There's more Ubuntu. And I haven't talked a whole lot about the 06 because the development on that has been really slow for price reasons. It's an expensive board and not a lot of people picked them up. This is going to help out a lot with that. Also, it looks like Razda is making their own version of a smaller 06.
Oh, okay.
Getting more of these chips in more people's hands. Like, there's so much performance in that thing. They're just hiding. I'm like, oh, I'm still excited about it. So I'm looking forward to it. Having, 06 power in a small desktop unit. Yeah, dude. And on the back,
that's awesome.
We don't get, there's no room for the by 16 slot, obviously, right? That's longer than the board. But you get 3 NVMe.
NVMe's, wow. Yeah, that's sweet. And smaller than a mini ITX. So
significantly.
Yeah.
And it has dual 5 gig Ethernet.
That's awesome.
Since we all have 5 gigabit routers and switches around the house. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, I was amazed then that it goes up to 64 gigabytes of RAM and a little small SBC. That's just amazing with all that power.
Tiny. And it's all Gen 4 too.
Yeah.
This isn't like, this is like a lane and a quarter of Gen 2 PCI over a ribbon cable. I don't know who I'm talking about. No, this is just blast you in the face, dude. Like, it'll get you done. So happy to see that HDMI DisplayPort out on the back. I'm really more excited than about this in just the sense that more people are going to be picking these up and we're going to see a lot more because they're very slowly getting this support for this SoC into the kernel proper, and the GPU side is already in Mesa. So yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. There we go. All right, how do we do? 38, a little bit long. It's a good thing. I took out one of the stories, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Well, we had a lot to talk about at the beginning, so
quite a bit.
Awesome.
You with the meetups and me with dealing with Firefox. Go back and listen to the beginning if you just skip to the very I yelled at that club. All right. Again, you can come check us out live. We do at 3 p.m. Eastern over here on YouTube at LWDW. Like and subscribe, ring bells and all that. Get the notifications. If you want to come chat with us, we do have a Discord. It's all tied into the Linux Gamecast ecosphere. Patreon.com/Linux Gamecast, where you can get the live and uncut version of the show in podcast format. Put it in RSS. Listen to it when you want to. Or you just don't want to deal with YouTube. I got a video version up there for you. No ads, nothing. Download it. Do whatever you want. Looks better, sounds better than anything YouTube's gonna put out. Plus, it helps us do the show, which is always a handy thing. Good to see. And if you want to keep track what I'm doing, interfacinglinux.com. Try to make the world a slightly more interesting and cooler place for tech enthusiasts who just happen to run that wacky operating system, Linux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love our penguins.
Good times, everybody. But that is going to force me to cue the bouncy music.
There's
so
the
we can
bouncy
roll the
music.
credits and show off the people making this show possible. Boom.
Yeah, I get to talk about our wonderful patrons, including our Theron, who's our advisor, our executive producers, Barbrandt, Scott, Atomic 12345, our Chicago Kicks Muse level, which is Glorious Egg Roll, Basil, Empty.
What do you got against muses? Why do you going to kick a muse?
I said muses, not mules. On our Death Notes, Kim, Chris, Leonardo, Chad, Romeo, and our chairlings, Mere PPC.
An absolute monster are you, dude? Kicking a muse. You're like, hey, you're my muse.
Yeah.
Kick.
Muses are nice, actually. I don't want to kick
This is
them.
a muse free zone, dude.
I'm at mules.
Have a great rest of your week, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.